every testimony. Amen. Your testimony means something. Amen. You just gave the word credibility. Amen. Somebody, come on, clap your hands and give God some praise. We definitely bless the Lord with the attention to all our announcements. Amen. We do have, amen, our church anniversary coming, and also the third week of this month. Amen. That is our church vacation from that Sunday to the following Sunday. Amen. We definitely want to thank God for the work. Amen. Proceeding in the building. Amen. God is still able to do abundantly anything we can think or ask. Amen. Somebody, we definitely want to pray for our mother Russell. Amen. She is in the hospital, and we spoke to her. Amen. Keep our mother Knowles in prayer. Amen. And our mother Terry and our mother McDonald. Amen. The title 6, but God is still able. Amen. We definitely thank God for my cousin being here today. We bless God for her. Amen. God has a way that's past finding out. Amen. Somebody says, lean not to thine own understanding, but in all our ways we acknowledge him, and he shall direct our path. Amen. God is not a God that you need someone else to depend on. I'm going to say that again. Amen. Sometimes you have to have your own happy with you. Let me say that again. You have to have your own happy with you, because people will rain on your parade. Amen. Somebody's circumstance in life will mess up your parade. Amen. But somebody said the joy of the Lord. I'm going to say that again. The joy of the Lord is still my strength. Amen. Somebody. And how many do I have strength? Amen. Joy, you know I'm going through this or that. Tim Wright said, you brought me through this. You brought me through that. But I'm still what? Grateful. Amen. Because he never leave me nor forsake me. Amen. Somebody, so we just bless God. Come on, let's give a hand praise to the Lord. There is a position in God that we all need to have. Past your testimony, and past your nuances, and past our idioms, and past even our phrases or catchphrases we use, you need to know God for yourself. Amen. Man that is born of a woman, many days full of trouble. We definitely want to thank God that God has added to the church. Amen. We have a new arrival. Our Sister Welch gave birth the other day. Amen. 9 pound, 1 ounce. Kai Rowan Welch, amen. He weighed in at 12:35 the other day. Amen. So thank God we have to take out that wall. Amen. The church is growing. Amen. So we definitely want to thank God for each of you. We're today praying for the family. Amen. Mother Arnold, we're praying for you that God give you strength. The position of the saint or the believer or the child of God has to sustain itself far beyond cause and clause. A lot of us have clauses in the contract. Amen. Sometimes they'll say if you don't pay it in 60 days, there's a clause. We have the right to repossess. Thank God there's no clause in my salvation. Amen. And then there's some causes that we defeat ourselves. Because Mother Reed, we have to work and toil every day of our lives. And for that cause, somebody say Christ came. Amen. Somebody. But there's still a part of me that has to be not only interrogative, but I have to pursue that which he promised me. Am I talking to somebody? So I don't have to lean to my own understanding. I can just acknowledge him, and he will direct my path. But I need faith, because without faith it's still impossible to please the God of my salvation. Now faith. Somebody said, I need some now faith. Now faith. I need now faith. I can't see like it's now faith is the substance things hoped for. Is the evidence of me participating in that which I don't see. Is the evidence that I'm going to still give God the praise, even though I don't feel like it. I'm showing some evidence. But I get some folks with some evidence this morning. Yes, all hell is breaking loose, but I'm still right here. Amen, somebody. And I'll still make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Amen. All ye the land, I can still serve God with gladness. With everything that have breath, I can give God a praise, regardless of the circumstance. Amen. We bless God. Amen. God is still a healer, Brother Eric. But nonetheless, not my will, thine be done. Amen. somebody. I'm like Job on today. It may still be there, but he ain't forsook me. Am I talking to somebody? So what, the pain is there, amen, the act is there, but somehow or another, he still gives me great peace. Have they which love thy Lord, nothing shall. I'm not offended today because you feel good or not bad. Amen, somebody. God is still good. St. John, the 21st chapter, and we want to deal not with problem nor circumstance. We want to deal with position. We thank God for our 21-day consecration. Those that learn how to agree with one another. Amen. After you agree, you can unify. We spoke on aligning. After you align, you have a position. Amen, somebody. That which is aligned has a position. If you're not aligned, your position is confusion. Amen, somebody. How many want to go forward, not backwards? Amen, somebody. I pray this word bless someone on today because God has a way to know exactly what you need. It says here in the 21st chapter of the book of John, 21st verse. You have it, please say amen. Amen. Peter, seeing him, saith to Jesus, Lord, and what shall this man do? First thing we need to do is mind our own business. It's amazing, some of us, we ask more questions about somebody else than ourselves. Jesus said unto him, if I will that he tarry till I come, what is it to thee? Follow thou me. Then went this saying abroad among the brethren that disciples should not die. Look how Peter started a lie. Yet Jesus said not unto him, he shall not die, but if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? Amen, somebody. In other words, what God has for you is just for you. Don't ask God about me.
That's right. Amen.
If it's his will that I live until he comes back, that's his will. Amen. He's not going to put no more on you than you can bear. This is the disciple which testifies of these things and wrote these things. And we know that his testimony is true.
Yes.
And there are also many other things which Jesus did, the which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. And he signed and said, Amen. 1 John, the first chapter, give us credence to the testimony of this disciple called John. 1 John 1:1, if you have it, please say amen. Amen. That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands has handled of the word of the life. For the life was manifested, and we have seen it, and bear witness and shew unto you that eternal life, which was with the Father, and was manifested unto us. That which we have seen and heard declare we unto you, that ye also may have fellowship with us. And truly our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son Jesus Christ. And these things we write unto you, that your what? Joy may be full. God have a blessing upon the reading of may give its sanction to those that receive it. A brief topic on this morning. I want you to look at your neighbor and just simply say, when reality, say it like you mean it, when reality exceeds the report. When reality exceeds the report. Reality is simply a state of things as they actually exist, that is absolute, that is truth, that it is real to you. That word exceeds is to be greater in number or size, going beyond that is allowed, to surpass, transcend, to excel. And last but not least, that word report is a spoken or written account to describe, detail, outline, or communicate that which you have seen or been around. When reality exceeds the report, John is a peculiar disciple. Amen. You see that Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they have a synoptic sense of what Jesus did. In other words, they have common knowledge, amen, of all the miracles. And in each one of those books you can see by displacement, they all took a part, Brother Eric, and they saw different things. But John's gospel far exceeds Matthew, Mark, and Luke because his audience was different. His audience, amen, was more theological. Amen. They were more of renown, Pharisaical opponents, Sanhedrin. So his language had to adapt to that which they understood. And the greatest discontentment between the two schools, Amanda, was they could never understand the spiritual intellect. We have folk today that are still in the building, but they're not in the body because they have no idea of the spiritual continuity that the Word of God will bring you. So he starts off his book by simply saying, in the beginning was the Word. Amen, somebody. He told that to the professor in the beginning, and in the beginning, the Word was God. And the same was in the beginning with God. Yes. Amen. Those that were sitting in the court and sitting in the schoolhouse realized that this man had a theological content that was outside of the norm. All they could do was practice Judaism and understand the laws, statutes, and ordinances. But God gave John something so special. Amen. How many want something special from God? Amen. That as he starts to testify of Jesus and the resurrection, the reality of it to him outlasted and exceeded the report that was spoken through Matthew, Mark, and Luke. All right. What is it to understand in the most basic form that Peter, looking at John in the bosom of Christ, and now he tells Christ what is going to happen to John. I mean, God knows what's best for you. It's amazing that even though we're still following the same God, amen, we come to the same services, God has allowed some folk to exceed your position. Amen. Simply because he needs a witness to tell those in the future that the very thing that you're experiencing, I knew long time ago. All right. Peter takes the point now to understand why is he allowed to stay there in your bosom, and he twisted the content, Amanda. He went and told the folks that Christ said he wasn't going to die. We know that in theology, John lived to be 100 years old because he had to maintain the record for the book of Revelation. There are some things that everybody cannot see, but nonetheless, God said, listen, what is it to you how I'm going to use somebody else? And the church now has to be conformed to that which God has allowed you to do, Sister Hattie. He may not allow someone else to do, but God still be praised. Somebody said that your reality has to exceed the report. Yes. Oftentimes we hear, Nicole, the word of God being preached, but not being preached from the reality is just on the report. Whose report are you going to believe? Somebody said, we shall receive the report of the Lord. He lets us know in no way, shape, or form that not only was I there, the which was in the beginning. He was simply saying, Sharon, that he did not see Jesus as a man. He saw God incarnated in the man. Nobody got amen, somebody. It's amazing how even though Peter was told, upon this rock I'm going to build my church, and flesh and blood have not revealed this unto you, John comes on the scene and said, what is standing in front of you is the beginning. My God, everything that is and that was made was created by this man, Jesus Christ. Don't get it twisted because he's wearing a robe and some sandals. This is God standing right in front of you. What did it take, amen, to consume the minds of all the professors? That which we seen and heard was manifested, and we looked on God himself. We touched God. Somebody ought to get happy up in here. I'm talking about his reality exceeds what we're reading. He proclaimed that I touched God. Not only did I touch God, I walked around with God. I saw him heal people. I saw him open up blinded eyes. I saw God. The reality exceeds this report. If you want to be a witness, your reality has to receive what you're reading. Johnson, I was there. Amen, somebody. Amen. The beginning. I walked with the beginning. He had heaven and earth in his bosom. We could hear every voice. It manifested itself unto me. Whose report shall you? We got to get to the point that this reality exceeds the pages. He was saying, I saw him. Yes. I looked upon him. What was it to touch God? Moses had to hide in the cleft, but John said, I handled him. Amen. I looked him in his eye. I put my head in his bosom, and God, am I talking to somebody? Look at his reality. No doubt the scholars had to shut up Amanda because his reality came past all the Pentateuch, all the Torah. Can I get some folks that want to embrace God in the reality? That which was from the beginning. I've heard him. I've heard the words off of his lips. You reading about it. I heard it, Lord. I heard it from his lips. What type of fire did he have on the inside? What type of urgency? Amen, somebody. Hallelujah. How many know he didn't fear? God didn't give him the spirit of fear, power, and love, and a
Amen. That's good.
The reality has to exceed the report that we're reading. He was telling the school, he messed them up. All y'all have is a description of what happened. You're trying to communicate it, but the reality, I was there.
That's it.
Were you there? Were you out?
Were you there?
Y'all sit down. I'm almost finished. Y'all getting me excited. Man, somebody. To understand John, you have to embrace his theology.
Amen.
That he saw God.
Yes.
He saw, all they saw was Jesus, the man.
Amen.
They told his stories, but he saw God. He told me, I touched God. I talked with God. Amen. Somebody, I saw what God really could do. If you don't believe me, in the book of John 21st chapter, if I tell you everything I saw and put it in a book, the world could not contain the realities that I saw this man do. He did more than raise the sick. He did more than raise the dead. He did more than open blinded eyes and unstopped ears. He did more. I saw it. Now I saw it. I heard the responses when he did.
Yes, Lord.
And all you have is a report. God is past study.
Amen.
You can't study God.
Amen.
God is a reality. I'm talking to somebody. God is not a ruse. He's not an idiom. God is the Word. He's the invisible Word of God that comes on the inside, Brother Reed. And somebody says, like fire, shut up in my.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Beginning, that which was in the beginning, he saw it, Amanda. He was no contemporary. This man's spiritual intellect was so heightened that the Bible says he was so compatible and aligned with God that he said, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. I'm going to another level with this thing. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. And I don't know about you, but he showed me something.
Show me something.
That which he showed me, if I tell you, you can't add or take away. If I show you, you get the pledge of this book. If I show you, I'm talking about when reality exceeds the report. I'm talking this right. We tell each other lies and we going with it. No reality.
No reality.
John said, I was there.
I was there.
My reality exceeds what you're reading. Because I saw God. How many of us need to see God?
Amen.
Not one another.
Amen. Amen.
That Bible says all have sinned. But can you see the God in me? That's what exceeds everything. Can you see God? Can you see the Word that's in me? That darkness comprehendeth not.
Yes, Father.
This, I'm going to do a part 2 on this one. Amen. He says he saw that which was in the beginning. That had to mess up his professors. Because they didn't understand eschatology at the time. Amen, somebody. He took them into soteriology. Amen. He took them to understand that this thing is far past your study. You need God now. Because if you can't see the word is God, you'll get nothing from it. He's challenged now as ours. But we're challenged now. We got to see it past words. Somebody talk to me. Because if it's just words to you, they'll have no effect. Amen, somebody. And you be like Peter wondering what's going to happen to somebody else. If what he did, Sharon, was written, the world not only could not contain it, Amanda, but the world wouldn't even believe it. So thank God he just gave us these 66 books. Because the rest would blow our minds. If every book was written, there would be no need for meditation because we'd be constantly studying, trying to get more. But he left a little bit for us to meditate on. He left a little bit for us to sit here and praise him. He left said, just enough. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want. You just gave me enough for the day. I'm talking to somebody. He exceeds the nuance of what we talk about. Because John saw him, again I submit, as God. They always spoke concerning Christ in the future as prophetic, waiting to be fulfilled. But the fulfillment was standing in front. Amen. Everything that the Word of God represented was standing in front of them. But they had eyes they could not see. They had ears they could not hear. But thank God for Brother John. Can I get a witness? We want to thank God for Brother John. Amen, somebody. Brother John's report exceeds the things because he embraces to let us know that the Word was from the beginning. Amen. The Word is sound. He was manifested for us. We beheld.
Thank you, Lord.
That's enough to get you excited. If you had that reality, what would it be if you walked with God? What would it be if you touched God? What would it be if God told you, woman, behold thy mother? Mother, behold, I'm leaving my mother into your hands, John. Care for her, John. Love her. Lord have mercy. See that she wants for nothing, John. And you're going to live 100 years to let the churches of Asia Minor, you know what I'm talking about. Amen. That sevenfold candlestick. Amen. That's broadened throughout Asia Minor, representing all the epochs of church history. It lets us know, Emil, that God still saw you back then in his plan. Somebody said, great is thy faithfulness. And sometimes you got to realize, Nicole, that God still has a plan for your life. You just got to see him as God. Am I talking to somebody? I don't care what I'm going through. Amen. They know I walk through. I'm walking through. Somebody said, walking through. I ain't staying there taking flicks. I go that moments. I'm walking through the valley in the shadows of darkness. I'm not fearing nobody because my reality exceeds the report. John didn't mind being exiled.
Amen.
He didn't mind them threatening him and putting him in a pot of boiling oil.
Amen.
And he came out unscathed. His reality. Boil it. You just anointing me the more. Amen. Somebody.
Amen.
They boiled oil.
Yes, they did.
And put John in the oil. And his skin came out better. They just rubbed him down with cocoa butter. Amen. Somebody. But his reality exceeded the reports that we read, saints of God. That which God has done for you has to go beyond just a testimony, has to be beyond just something to say, but becomes your reality. You can say, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. I'm certain that those things I've been instructed with, amen, somebody have clarity of understanding. I have piercedness of mind. Can I get some folks that can give God a hand praise? I don't mind what I'm going through. That God, He's still able. At one particular in your life, you're going to have God as a reality. He became a reality when I had 16 fractures in my right leg. He became a reality when I woke up when death was right and nobody got there. That's when He gets a reality that it had not been for the Lord on my side,
That's reality.
I know where I would be.
Amen.
That's my reality. So this report, my reality exceeds, because now I have fellowship with him.
Amen.
He wants us to have fellowship. The only way we have fellowship with the Word of God is that your reality has to be in God.
Amen.
God has to reveal himself to you. Until that comes, you're just in the letter. And the letter killeth, but the Spirit makes alive. How many want to be alive? Amen, somebody. If you want to be alive, amen, somebody, you need a real relationship with God. Not just what we testify to. Amen. I want to thank God for my brothers, fathers, sisters, brothers. Glad to be here. Saints and friends, the class of 2017. Amen, somebody. When God becomes your reality,
Amen.
only you gonna know that point. Because every time that word is written, you're gonna explode. Because am I talking to somebody?
I got more than
Am I
that.
talking about there's more to it because I know he see one of those things that's not written is what he done for me.
Hey, come on.
It wasn't a previous time, but he wrote something about me in a book, and thank God it wasn't published. That way you can't read what he's done for me. I just cannot tell it all, but I don't mind sharing it with the General Assembly, just to have it. I don't mind sharing it with saints and friends. I don't mind going to the highways, into the hedges, and compelling men and women come to Jesus while there is still time.
Yes. Amen.
When reality exceeds the report. I'm talking to somebody. So they could not believe he did what? He rose again. Charles trying to say, yes, he rose again. He was a light that shined out of darkness. They couldn't get that, Amanda. You didn't read about report that after his days of passion, he walked around 50 more days. Am I talking to somebody? Somebody said on the road of Emmaus, did not our hearts burn?
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
God has to be a reality after the fact that you've been saved. And whosoever believeth on him shall not perish but have everlasting life. But now you need the reality of that life.
Amen.
John said, I already knew he was the life. That was real. I know he's the life. I know that he's everlasting. Because God gave it to him. Far past Peter's divine call.
Yes.
Peter will give you the keys to the kingdom. But I'm going to give John spiritual intellect. I'm going to give him far past prophecy, foreknowledge, and these little games that we play around here today. I see 7 days from now coming to the devil is a life. As long as God's my reality, amen, all I can do is ask and it shall be given. Am I talking about a seek I will find, and knocking the door shall be open. Reality has to become part of your walking with God. It has to exceed the report.
That's right.
Amen, somebody. How do I know in the book of Exodus? They were in bondage 40 years, still praying. And half of them didn't believe Moses. Who are you? Are you supposed to be Moses? You want to kill the Egyptian, right? I guess they're going to kill us with you too. It's a one thing to pray, but there's no reality in your prayer. One thing to seek God, and there's no reality in it. We've been taught just to pray and leave it. We have not been taught to make it your reality. In other words, walk in your prayer. Realize that God has already done it before it's done. Even though it's delayed, it's not denied.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
When reality exceeds our testimony. So what? I don't care what you do to me. If he got up, I'll get at my reality. Amen, somebody. Whatever you want to do to me, it's okay. If they crucified him, it's really light what you're doing to me. Because I don't see no cross outside that's waiting for me. I don't see no Romans with hammers and nails. So how he ain't gonna put no more on you than you can bear. That's my reality. I'm going to have trouble. That's my reality.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen, somebody. It's okay. When God becomes your reality, something happens on the inside. God is not rhetorical. We are. We lose faith in God. Am I talking to somebody, mother?
Amen.
We find ourselves always coming back. Because you do not have a sustained reality that God is God.
Yes.
Amen, somebody. Look at these two accounts. Then we'll start praying. Peter said, first, Lord bid me to come. Then Jesus, okay, come. If that which will become your reality, walk on. And I know he did.
Yes.
Then he doubted. And he fell from reality to circumstance.
Amen. It's closed.
His circumstance was that he was drowning.
Amen.
As though God couldn't be his reality to save him. Am I talking to somebody? We start off walking on water. We first get saved, we just feel good. Oh, hallelujah, boy, you can tell the door, open up.
Yes. Yes.
If you go to the post office, give me a stamp. They give you a stamp. Amen. That's your reality because you're empowered. Am I talking to somebody? You're empowered because you just found God.
Amen.
You were so empowered you come to church before me. Open the door, come here, you just start praying. And the thunder and the lightning start happening in the church, and you feel like you're the only one that brought the power. And if you notice, something happens after your first experience called life. And when you leave here, you still got to live life. You still got to pay your bills on time. You still got to love your companion. Because if you don't do those things, you get left and your car will get taken. Am I talking to somebody? That's reality. But God will strengthen your reality if you align first. I've been teaching. If you align at home first. Because how can two walk together except they be agreed? Am I talking to somebody? If you ever noticed, the Exodus concluded after three things. They had to first agree that Moses was the one going to bring them out. And God had to do that by showing signs and wonders. Then they had to unify that we're going to put blood on the door.
Yes.
Let that one think. In other words, we sanctified, we set apart this whole household.
Yes.
Then Moses had to go back to Pharaoh and tell him something coming. And when it comes, you surely gonna let the people go. When death came,
Yes.
they had to align with Moses in the direction that he was going. Because they didn't know all they knew was that they're free.
Yes.
Anybody know where we're going?
Amen.
Did y'all get that?
Yes.
So they assembled themselves in back of Moses. They had to align
Yes.
tribe by tribe in the back of Moses.
Yes.
You ever notice as they started walking, somebody got smart. I know the way. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes.
They got right in front of Mount Sinai, and Korah said, you know what? Let's make us a god.
Yes.
Look how quick, when the man of God moves, we get out of line. When their covering's not there, we get out of line and we look somebody else.
Yes.
Give me a God that I can see.
Yes. Yes.
God had to send Moses down out the mountain with the tablets and literally show judgment because of their hard-headedness. Then Moses had to grind up that which was gold and put it in their food. See, sometimes you're still tasting those bitter waters that God is still trying to show you. He should have never did. He's still feeling. Why he's always telling me that? Because you need to eat enough of it to start vomiting out of you. That way you won't be back and do it again. Amen. So alignment is a part in family and in God. There's no way in the world you can align in God if you ain't aligned with your companion. God don't work that way, because he's not in the middle. So me and my companion, we sit there fighting like cats and dogs, and she upset with me because I ain't bring no food in the house. That little scurry, little leaven, leaven a whole lot. Am I talking to somebody? So that's why realigning and alignment is so careful in this day, because I cannot function in the role of leadership if we ain't right.
Amen.
That's That means I'm able to take criticism, constructive criticism. Amen, somebody. She tells me that I can fix everything, but I won't change the door. Isn't that amazing? I can build bathrooms, renovate churches, but my own door. Look at it every day. And by the time I get that said, you know, I'm tired. I'm talking to somebody. So I talked about it, and we aligned that I hadn't touched the door yet. Amen, somebody. Am I talking to somebody?
Amen.
But that don't mean I'm out of it.
That's right. Amen.
It is my job to constantly, amen, adhere to the voice of my companion.
Amen.
Because remember, I came up here and said, we won. Oh,
That's what you said.
that's what I said.
Amen.
We won. So if we won, how can I divide myself? Because I don't feel like doing it.
Amen.
Nobody, we rip ourselves away because I don't want to do it. They ain't feel like doing it. Ain't gonna do it. Then I got to be the man enough to show that I'm able, Joe, to administer the house. I'm talking to somebody. See, God wouldn't call Moses if Moses didn't have experience in administering the house. So that which you already learned in Egypt, obviously God already knew what he's going to need.
That's right.
Now remember, Moses went to the best schools.
Amen.
So that which he came out with, God still used for him in leading those people. Amen, somebody. So alignment with God is important. And not only alignment, but look how much John aligned with Christ. That God gave him a spiritual precept that nobody else had.
Yes.
Apart from Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they never saw Jesus as God. He saw him as the beginning.
Yes.
This is the beginning walking around. What type of reality was that? How much reverence did he have for Jesus? How much reverence did he have for God? Peter asked God a question. What's going to happen? He says, if I want that he'll live until I come back, what is it to you? Am I talking to somebody? So he checked Peter. Then Peter went out telling folks, he said he ain't gonna die. And the Bible says that Christ never said that. Look how easily we change stuff. And look how we change for our circumstances. I was doing this for Sister so-and-so, that's why I couldn't do it. I was doing it for Brother so-and-so, I was caught in my study. I have no excuse. Amen. So when the Bible says we're without excuse. Everyone's standing. Reality has to play a role in being constantly delivered. The more you position yourself for the report, the understanding and the exercise of that which is promised in that book, you'll never do. Because you're just reading. But you're not exercising it. Without exercise, you will not grow. Am I talking this? You've been in ministry with me a long time. What, 18 years? 19 years. You saw me when I was a babe in Christ. I was still learning how to hoop and holler. Amen. Still learning how to break down the word. 19 years. That's a long time. That's a child. Literally.
Yes, it is.
You want to talk about 19 years? That's raising somebody. Amen, somebody. And after 19 years, we would expect our children to get it. Somebody say.
Amen.
You expect Carl to know how to tie his shoes, get a job, maintain a job, keep a job, take care of his family. Somebody say.
Amen.
See, this is the part that people don't like, reality. So when preachers talk reality, then we get quiet. Those that say praise him, y'all say praise him.
Yes.
Amen. But when you start correcting him and all that, am I talking to somebody? And all of the truth, the Bible says the truth will make you free.
Yes, it will.
And I say it to allude to what you already have. In other words, you have all the tools already. How many of our children have all the tools already? How many as husbands and wives we have the tools already? You should know how to pay your bills.
Amen.
We learned that the first time when they came back to little scooter. Amen, somebody. Amen, somebody. So you know you don't pay your bills, you know what's going to happen, right? So you know, so they're hiding it. Because it's there. I mean, it's that clause. It's really theirs until you pay it off. They call it a removal of lien. So you pay for a car. But until that last dime is paid, you do not own the car. Capital Bank, Chase, Wells Fargo owns the car you drive. So be careful to say what you own. Am I talking to somebody? And then the land that you drive on is never yours. Because you're still paying taxes on it. So I say that to say this. That which your reality is in doubt, that's where you sink. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
Your reality is that God knows you and you know God. Amen, somebody. Is when you lose that reality because of one thing. That Bible says this: the lust of the eyes, pride of life will mess you up every time. Am I talking to somebody? There's a lot of things we still focus on and still learning in God. Amen, somebody. And one is that we have to have such a focus. Amen. Because you can fall at any given time. They say that the storm made Peter sink. But there's a lot of things in the waters that we don't see that. It could have been a fish, a whale, a lightning flash. It could have been somebody else on there telling, hey Peter, we see you walking down. All we said is that the storm came. We don't know who booked the storm.
That's right.
Did you get that? So reality says that when storms come in, or those things that are around us and the storm comes in, we get distracted. Amen, somebody. That Bible says, be steadfast and immovable, always abounding. In what? In the Word. See, that's the key. As long as you're working, the devil can't get in. You ever notice when you're not working right, call you? What you doing now, Nicole? Because you're off of work. People never call you when they know your hours are. Because they know they're going to go to voicemail. Did anybody get what I just said? When you're working, don't call her in because they can't mess with you. Because they know your mind is focused on accomplishing something. You got to get something done. They won't call you. But it's when you stop work that friends, them days, others, and other families come around and say, hey, you need you. And all they do is combine with your lust. Come on, somebody. Amen, somebody. When you are dormant, the only thing that's going to get you to move is something that's going to trigger your lust. Amen. And that doesn't have to be sexuality. Amen. I'm not even talking near sexuality right now. But he'll find that thing that you love to do and say, that's your trick, let's go do it. Because you're not working. And that's what will get you so far in the field. About time you understand trying to get back home, you're so far from home that it becomes weary to try to get there in your own mind. And to get there in your own mind. The point is not getting to the house, you got to realize God is already there. The prodigal said, I'm going to go back to my father's house. At that point, he was already in the house when he said, I'm going to go back to the house. Because it became his reality that in my father's house, the servants eat better than me. When that reality came, he turned. I talked to somebody. When the reality comes, you'll stop. When the reality comes, you will stop. When the reality comes that smoking causes cancer in laboratory animals, you'll stop smoking. Amen. Maybe you need to see some pictures of animals with cancer. The Spirit of God ain't got to come on you in the name of Jesus. Take out that nicotine right now in the name of Jesus. I can show you some pictures. Amen. Reality. I can show you reality. And those that had cancer can come in and give a testimony of their reality far past the report. Because it became their until God becomes your constant reality, you're going to be on a mental merry-go-round for the rest of your life. And I talk to somebody. And that's just not how, that's some of you all now. Amen. You think you got the instinct to come down here. Amen. So what I'm saying to you, I'm saying to so many others, that until you make God your reality, it won't stop. Smoking won't stop. Drinking won't stop. Amen. Until you see people with cancer. You'll see people with cancer. They shrivel up to nothing. And folks are still. Right? And then when they get in that position, pray for me. Amen. You 12 pounds with a rag on you. Amen, somebody. Now pray for me. I'm talking to somebody.
Amen.
I'm talking to somebody. But you got all that pain, and then you shoot you full of morphine. You can't eat. Amen, somebody. Your muscles go into apathy. Amen. And now you want everybody to feel sorry for you.
Amen.
Because it never became your reality now until you're on your deathbed.
Yes.
Amen.
Learn from the brother on the cross.
Amen.
That other brother said, listen, save yourself and us. No reality. That other one said, listen, man, I'm worthy of death. Reality.
Amen. Reality. I'm worthy.
We worthy of this thing.
Yes.
He didn't do anything. Reality check.
Yes.
He asked Jesus, listen, when you come into your kingdom, reality.
Yes.
Nobody got that. He realized that a part of his own sin, he was a sinner, but he realized that's still the Son of God next to me. That's still God's man next to me. That's the light of the world next to me. And if I could talk to the light,
Yes, Lord.
Jesus became his reality.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Lord.
And we're still alive every day, and God has not come reality to us yet.
Thank you, Lord.
When you come into your kingdom, he would not have said those words, Sam, if God was not his reality.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Jesus said, today, you're going to be with me. That's theological language right there.
Yes.
You're going to be with me in paradise.
Yes.
Paradise became his reality.
Yes.
He believed it.
Just that simple.
Just that simple. Just that simple. And we fight it every day.
Every day.
Thank you.
Isn't that amazing? We fight.
Yes.
All because we do not want to agree, unify, and align with God. So it's time to do it all over again. But that which you have, you do not need prayer to ignite. Did y'all get what I just said? You don't need my prayer to ignite it. It's already in you.
Already inside.
It's already in you. It's already in you.
Yes.
There's no fame for us. It's already in you.
Already. Yes.
The seeds are already in you. God has given us all a measure. All you got to do is use it. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes.
That woman with an issue, she didn't care, but sometimes we got to break through.
Yes.
See, you got to break through them, they, and others. See, that's my word for you.
Yes.
You got to break through the crowd.
Yes.
See, sometimes we got so many things around us. I'm talking to the whole church right now. We got so many things around us that you can't get a breakthrough. She understood her reality was touching Jesus. That wasn't the problem. The problem was those things that were around. Because she had to throw her way, push her way, and get through. I'm talking to somebody. And sometimes we feel so exacerbated and exhausted because I'm trying to get away from people. I'm trying to get to Jesus, to my reality. I'm trying to get through because it's stopping me on every side. Amen. Being disappointed. Am I talking to somebody? But the principle of the word says that's your part to do until you reach it. The point is, do you want something from it?
Amen.
Then you will get through to touch it.
Amen.
If you notice, she was sick. So it detests us that well. If she could get through, being 12 years long sick, smelling like I don't know what because she had dead blood.
Yes.
What's wrong with us that don't know?
Yes.
Look at her reality versus our reality. She had to get through beyond criticism, smell. But at the same time, understand this, Mother Reed. Her sickness made room for her. So anytime you get a smell, you're like,
Amen.
so look how God can use your sickness
That's right.
to get you through. It is by faith that we know God. Because if I was not here to pray for you and nor the church here, you can pray for you.
That's right.
And God hears you. And I say that to strengthen you, to encourage everyone in you. Because God is not systematic that you have to have me lay my hands on you.
Amen. That's right.
See, that becomes in itself, amen, bribery.
Yes.
Amen. That becomes sorcery.
Amen.
Because I can only have his hands. His holy hands.
Yes.
His blessed hands.
Talking right.
$10 for these hands.
Yes.
Am I talking to somebody? Because the church has been hoodwinked by pastors' hands.
Yes, it is.
And you have the power. Faith comes by
Hearing.
hearing by the
Word of God.
without faith. It's in.
Possible.
So God is pleased when you do what? Demonstrate.
Faith.
Faith.
So when you demonstrate faith, the last part of what I read was that your joy may be full. That means where you're standing, if you make God your reality, it's all gone. Your slate is clean,
Thank you.
and you're starting anew. Y'all get that?
Thank you.
We've been taught such dogma that I gotta lay hands on you, gotta fall out, hurt the cold. That's why I got a lawsuit against the church. Amen, somebody, and then you're saved. The work is in you.
Yes.
Because I realize I'm not going to be here all the time. So my job is to empower each one of you that you have it on the inside.
That's right.
Amen, somebody. All you have to do is talk to God and accept that He alone cleansed us all from unrighteousness.
Amen. He alone.
He alone. Nobody else cleansed. He did that. And you got to walk strong and be courageous in that. No matter what comes, after you've done all to stand, standing in,
Yes.
having your loins girded. Am I talking to somebody? Get people away from you. People will cause us, you get that? I said us, I mean it too,
Yes.
will cause you to fall. Because you get so tied and wrapped up in people and emotions and all that stuff, you done forgot about God. Just that quick, Mother Rita. Am I talking? That's why you got to make your calling and election sure. When you can get past, honey, the feeling and the emotion and know God in reality, and you do that. You do 19 years. I know you know God. All you have to do is capture that reality. And God has done it already. And that's going to fulfill your joy. In other words, just knowing that is going to put such joy in you. John confounded all those teachers because he hit them where they didn't expect it. That's God. He just said, y'all talking to God. Y'all crucified God, but he got back up. That's what makes him God. So even though you may fall down, you get back up because that's God. Greater is he that is in you. Say that again. Greater is he that's what? Than he that is. Lord God, we thank you right now, Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Yes.
God, we thank you for your word, God, that excels and also has our own understanding. God, we thank you for the joy that we have inside of you, Lord God. God, we thank you, Lord, you never leave us nor forsake us. In Jesus' name we pray. Let the Lord say amen. Amen. Come on, clap it.